Welcome to the Quick 10 podcast, brought to you by Trac, focusing on all things FedCon and cyber defense from different perspectives and different personalities, all in 10-ish minutes. Here's your host, Derek White.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Quick 10 podcast. I am the host, Derek White, joined today by Scott Singer, friend of many years and also a second-time guest. Because I just realized last time you were on was also when we did this in person.
And we're from the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood. You don't get a lot of that in this ecosystem up in the Twin Cities where it's beautiful weather.
Yes.
In February right now.
I see you're wearing purple.
I am wearing purple, yes. It's our company colors and Prince and Vikings. We have to own that color. So this is fun. We're here in person. We're at an event in Orlando.
CUI-CON.
CUI-CON. It is a little bit nicer than it is in Minneapolis. I did the whole Disney thing with the family the last couple days, and it was quiet. It was amazing. Not so quiet here. It is busy. We got a lot of people here. We did some of these a year ago in Tampa at this same event, so we're having some of those guests back on. It's a little interesting to see, as predicted in some areas, how things are a little different. You were on in Vegas. I think we're at a different conference in Vegas, right? In May of last year. So 10 months ago?
CS5 West?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was in May, right? Yeah, so so we'll say 10 months ago.
I remember it was May because I was getting my DIBCAC assessment
while
I was at the conference. So.
Yes, and you passed. Congrats on that. There was also golf included in that event, which was great.
That I couldn't do because I was getting my DIBCAC assessment.
Yeah. I was not in the middle of one of those, and I got to play golf, and it was great. So Scott's also a golfer, so we're going to make that into the schedule. A little bit about CyberNINES, if you will, and then we're going to talk about mock assessments, which is a different conversation than it was, say, even 10 months ago. But let's talk about that.
So CyberNINES, so we're a C3PAO. We were number 26 of the C3PAOs, so we've now gone through a second cycle of having DOW come in and do our assessment. We also do consulting, so we do both. And I've learned as we've matured as a company that our assessment side has really been good at helping us generate people to actually become assessors. So we've got our own kind of internal process. We've done, what did we do? We did 25 assessments in 2025, and we're up to 29, and we've got about 10 more. So we've got a good kind of, bucket of experience, I guess I'll call it, around doing these assessments.
Well, the topic you're speaking on this week at this conference is about mock assessments, which was, we'll say, a year ago and then even a year before that, a foreign language to a lot of the industry because it was all about when are the actual assessments going to happen. So now that can happen, where are you seeing the values of a mock assessment versus those that haven't done one? Do you think they're absolutely needed, or what scenarios do you feel like they're the best?
So I actually think that they're needed for every assessment that we do. For us, it's a mandatory thing. And as you look at the process of the CMMC assessment process, there are 4 phases. And you often hear phase 1, and people confuse phase 1 with being where you do a mock assessment. And mock assessments are not part of the CMMC assessment process to get a certificate of status at the end of it. Okay?
Not required.
It's not required. It's actually, something that should happen before the start of phase 1 of the assessment process, so it's not part of it at all, okay? But there's a caveat to all this in that if you have, for example, if we're going to do the mock assessment, then we can't provide any consulting services as part of that mock assessment. We can only provide, you didn't meet the requirement, the control, and this is why you didn't meet it. Most of the time, you can figure out from what I just told you what you need to do, okay? We found when we initially started doing assessments, we had a number of failures, okay? And they would come to us without having really done any kind of sit down and go through everything and do either the mock assessment internally or have a third party come in and do that assessment. And what we found was there were failures. they didn't quite understand the interpretation of a control. They didn't follow through on ensuring they understand how to get the artifacts required for it, whatever the case was. It was just, we ran into problems. So as we morphed and kind of understood what was going on, we started first to look for good partners to be referring candidates to us.
Mm-hmm.
We'd rather have a referral come from somebody we know
Yeah.
than just, a random kind of call.
Yep.
And if they are coming kind of through that source that we don't know about,
Mm-hmm.
then we really push hard now to do a mock assessment as part of the contract we sign with that company. You do the mock assessment first, and then they come back. Normally it's either 30 days or 60 days later, and then they do the actual assessment. And of course, commercially, we give some break in those two assessments because it actually makes our CMMC assessment go a lot easier if we've done the mock. We'll take one of the assessors from the mock assessment. We'll use that same person as part of the actual CMMC assessment team. So they've already seen your environment. They already know the scope. They already know the boundaries. They already know the tools that are being used. It just makes things go a lot quicker.
Yeah. So to recap, someone says, okay, I'm into this mock. And you perform the mock. They have high confidence that they're ready, and whether that's true or not is what the mock's purpose is. So they get a mock deliverable from you. Safe to say that what they're getting from you is likely to save them from a future mistake that could cost a lot more than that mock cost out of their pocket.
Correct. I mean, first of all, we want the companies to pass.
Yep.
Okay, we do not want companies to fail. And this is one of the key success factors in getting them to pass, is to do this. So yeah, and they're the same assessment team is coming back again to do it. The idea is to not get a different answer the second time, right? You should get the same answer the first time as the second time.
Should.
Literally, we have had some people not fix the issues we told them, right? And we've learned from that that we need to check to make sure that they fix the issues before we start the assessment, because otherwise we have to stop. And it hurts us from an efficiency perspective as a company, and it hurts them. They don't get the assessment done.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost the old school too of the DFAR 7012 assessments originally with NIST 71 assessments on, you do it, you start working on it, you've got this whole plan, 8 months go by, plan stopped for something else, and then you're scheduled to have another engagement, and I see that the first thing didn't get done. Well, that's good to hear, because the C3PAO market will continue to expand. It has obviously greatly expanded in the last 12 months. Folks like CyberNINES and the C3POs that have been doing this for a while bring tons of value. They do, because you were talking offline with me a little bit here before we start recording on just the efficiency side of things. And that's better than it was for those that have done multiple of these and are seeing what works and what doesn't. Anything to touch on there as we wrap up this fun episode?
Sure. You definitely learn how to be more efficient as you keep doing these assessments, right? And it's good for both us being able to get the assessments done, and it's good for the company, right? Because they don't want to be messing with this for 6 months. I want these to get done in like 2 weeks, right? Have it be done, get their certificate of status, and then allow them to do their the celebration. We did
keep it there.
Yeah, and that's a whole other
that's a whole other
discussion
episode,
you can have, right, about how do you maintain this whole process, right? But it's let's be honest, right? This is a new compliance regime program, right? And NIST 800-171 is not new, but this whole compliance program is new. And the range of number of assessment the C3PAOs have done. And yeah, that's a tough acronym, by the way. I keep thinking I'm looking at like some gold robot, right?
Yeah.
I can't even say the Star Wars name anymore.
I'm not even going to get into the deviations and the changes to the language and the
I know.
sure.
But anyway, probably the highest number of assessments that any C3PAO has done is probably in the 70s or something like that, right? And we're now in the 40s, right? And so it's a new thing, and we're learning. And it's getting better.
Yeah. Well, when we do this again, maybe it'll be in a couple months. Maybe it'll be in a year. We'll see. Or maybe it'll be while we're golfing, and we'll have a whole new style. Quick 10 podcast on the links. Look at that.
I like that.
All the ideas. Well, thank you, Scott. Really appreciate it. Always good catching up. We'll spend more time as the next couple days go on, syncing up on stuff. Where do people go to learn more about CyberNINES and connect with you?
Sure. First place to go is the CyberAB marketplace. That's cyberab.com. I mean, that's the best place to go. Is it org?
I think it's .org.
Yeah, it's .org. Sorry. But CyberNINES is just cyber9s.com. So.
Okay, that is a good point to highlight. The ecosystem has expanded, and it will continue to do that. Both C3POs, CCP, CCAs are listed. Organizations that have gotten their RPO status. The CyberAB accreditation body website. You can Google that. That marketplace is live and updated. Check that if you're looking for some validation that people exist. Is always a good thing. But
that's the best place
I can tell you that Scott exists because he's right here, and we know CyberNINES really well. So thank you again.
Yep, thank you.
Really appreciate being on.
Thank you, Cuick Trac, too, for the platform you provide.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this episode, and make sure to subscribe to the Cuick 10 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Cuick Trac, visit our website at www.cuicktrac.com.